Hello, and welcome to Bespoke Unit. My name is Rafael, and I am back here today with a handful of SKX watches, and that's because I'm going to be doing a quick comparison between the traditional 42.5mm SKX and the reduced-sized SKX013, which clocks in at about 38, 37mm, depending on who you ask and the temperature of the day. Hopefully, after this video, you'll be able to tell which one is right for you. Anyways, enough chatting, let's get started. So here we are with our SKXs, and before getting started, I'll just do a quick once over as far as the references so that you know what we're working with. So here, orange dial is our SKX011. Pepsi is the SKX009. Our reduced size here is SKX013, SKX007, and another SKX009. They're just on different straps. Now, all this one, and this one, everything except for the SKX013 is going to be a 42.5mm case, as you can see here. That's measured from 9 to 3, so across the face of the watch. Lug to lug. I think it's easier to measure with a bracelet. It is about 46. I'm trying to get it straight. Looks like closer to 45 here, but the official measure is 46. Thickness of the case is 13.4, 13.5. I think I'm not getting the middle. Around there. And, the strap size. The size or the space between the lugs is 22mm, as you can see down there. Now, in comparison, obviously, right away, we can tell that it's a smaller watch. You can see the proportions are very different. Let's ignore the strap for a second. I'll go into that in one moment, but let's take a look here at our measurements. So this is right under 38mm. I think it's fair to call it 38. Lug to lug, I can measure straight here because I don't have a strap getting in the way. That's going to be 44. The thickness, once more, get the middle of the case. It's right under 13mm. I'd call that 13. And for the strap size, that looks about right to be right at 20mm. So evidently, now that we've measured it, and for the record, the SKX013 is certainly a smaller size in basically all of its dimensions. Now, we can see that the look is exactly the same, the complications is the same. They're both diver watches, both have screw-down crowns, which make the cases water resistant down to 200 meters below the surface. The movements are exactly the same, and I was actually surprised. Usually movements have to be changed slightly, or a different movement is used when a smaller case is used. However, we can see, or you can't see, I'm trying to notice the text right there to the left of our index. It says 7S26, and that's the traditional Seiko SKX movement. Let's see if I can capture that here. Again, looking there at 6 o'clock, it's also a 7S26. Now, it may have some small variations, but the base caliber is going to be the same. So we can expect the same performance out of these, which is going to be about a 41 or to 42 hours power reserve. Now, onto the strap. This SKX013, I've seen it sold mostly on this Jubilee, which I think pairs beautifully with this watch. And of course, this is a reduced size Jubilee. We can see here, we already know that the lug to lug size is different. The outside links even when they taper down, they're also smaller, and our clasps are also a reduced size. Let's take a look here. Yep, it's pretty clear. One more thing to note as far as the case. So check out these lugs where they're straight here and they look sharper than the usual SKX lugs. And we can see that the bottom of it also looks like a sharper corner. I think this gives this a dressier or more formal look to the 38mm SKX. Obviously that's a personal difference. I always had not an issue, but I always thought that maybe the SKX was a little too big for my wrist. Even so, this strap does stick out over the wrist because it's a little bit stiff, and these waves here. I think it's called the wave strap. Even on this Jubilee, where obviously we don't have the waves and the bracelet is a lot more fluid, it still, in my opinion, looks slightly oversized. I like it, don't get me wrong. I think it still looks great. However, I much prefer the size of this 38mm SKX013. I don't know, I think the proportions for my wrist, if I could maybe get the clasp open, the proportions for my wrist just are nicer. And I think on this bracelet, again, I could definitely wear this with a button down and feel like I'm still dressed for the occasion, even though of course this is a diver style sports watch. When it comes to the lume, again, there's too much light here as I'm recording, but it's lume bright for both. The crystals are both hardlex. A certain downside to the SKX is that they simply don't make it in as many versions as we have of the SKX013. It doesn't exist in as many versions where, you know, you have Pepsi, you have an orange dial here, which is, this one's actually super nice because not only do you have the orange dial, you also have this contrasting bezel insert, which is gold on a black background, which interesting combination, gold and orange, but I didn't know this could work so well until I came across this, the SKX011. One last look. Which ones have we not compared? But yeah, even here, this Pepsi, even though it may initially look like black, this is a dark blue dial. And these options just simply don't exist, or not that I have seen, in a non-modded conformation. Now, I'm sure that you can buy all those pieces aftermarket and turn this watch into, you know, whatever color combinations you want. However, most people don't want to go through all that trouble, and while they may initially be attracted to a reduced size, as I was, they may be more attracted to something more classic like this Pepsi bezel or this bright orange when they're looking to stray from that usual black on black SKX look. There you have it. That's our comparison between the traditional size SKX and the reduced size SKX013. Now, if that video left you with any questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the section below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to our channel for more wristwatch and men's lifestyle content. If you're looking for pricing on any of these pieces, there's links in the description for you. I can't give you a number right now, seeing as how these guys are discontinued. It's going to depend on the seller, likely on the time that you buy. However, the longer you take to buy it, the more expensive it's likely to be. As always, I'm Rafael. This is Bespoke Unit. Thanks for watching.